So let's go, guys. So just wanted to go do a market check here in the middle of the week, basically. Just from the current mess that we did have over the past few days. Tried to make sense of everything. I talked to another guy that trades Elliott waves a lot better than me. I've done it for years. And I am now convinced that this structure back here is an actual 5-wave structure and not a 3-wave. Where you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm counting it wrong. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So basically you have a double 1, 2 and double 4, 5. When you do have a double 1, 2 back here, your wave 3 is usually quite extensive, as we can see on the charts. So, and just after that, we did have this 5-wave move down here. Cause in a wave, you can have 3 waves or you can have 5 waves. It's more common that you have 3 waves, but 5 waves do happen. So we did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back here, which ends up in an A. We do also have a crazy 3-way move right here, but it is a 3-way move forming a B. Because this is a 5-way move, we are looking for a larger pullback, a correction move to then keep going, looking towards the upside. And then we have a clear, well, this C wave is likely not done because we know a C wave has 5 waves and this wave right here only has 3. So the likelihood is that we are still in this C wave. So either you're still in the C wave or this wave has a difference, so it's basically has a microwave here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's done. But then you have this entire wave is a wave, which I have marked out right there, and this wave that we did just create, which is also a 3-way move, is a B. So now all we're looking for is a 3-way move here to finish off this C in a larger correction after having a impulse towards the upside. So the impulse towards the upside, now we're looking for a pullback. Common targets are between the 618 and the 786. We can also look for a potential SFP back at the lows of A if you have a deviation here and start pushing up, or if you push back all the way down into fibs. So basically you have a volume node right around the 618, and that's 95.4 to 95k. Also, you do have, if you're looking at this as a contracting move or a channel basically, then you could also have a range low back here, which does somewhat line up. If that doesn't hold, we look for this previous point of control basically. So it's your point of control from this range back here, naked point of control, because we have not touched it before. So this is also another good level with the 786 and the 786 on the higher time frames lining up there as well. So this is going to be your optimal area to catch along towards the upside. If you get some sort of tap down SFP and then start pushing up, and this all is then likely to look in a B, L1, 2, and then looking for a 3. And then your minimum target from this, if this holds, would be back up into the previous high of 102.5. As long as you don't break these lows back here, so you have 1, 2, 1, 2. As long as you don't break this low, I mean, you do have a chance of breaking this low, but as long as you don't break this low, you would rather not see this low get broken either. But as long as this low doesn't get broken, this structure would be intact. 886 is a common target for a 2-wave, so would preferably not like to see this get tapped. So you want to see a bounce in this region. So that's like I am currently a short position. I did post a short earlier today, so that's something I did take. Basically looking for this in a ABC potential wave towards the downside here. Looking to finish off this C wave. I do have. I was going to look at this ABC. Yeah, so I mean that's the most likely scenario I can look at right now. Volume nodes back at 94 to 93k. I have fib extensions also at 1618, so that's fib extension is drawn from the high to the low to yesterday's high. So that's another nice confluence just around that 93,275. And then you could also push back. That's a higher time frame level at 92.5. Would prefer if you bounce before that. Likely in this zone. That's your preferred bounce zone. You could also come as short as just to come down here, wick below this low back here, and then come up again. In just a quicker correction move to finish off that. Wave 1, wave 2. So, and I have the same thing for Ethereum. So I know I was bear posting, guys. But just having a plan for all different scenarios is very important. So what if we do drop? Then we have a plan. We want to look at certain levels. We want to see that 1.6k hold, preferably deviation below it, and then go up if you do break that low. But locally, we have to look at the structures. And back here, this is pretty clear to be a 5-wave structure. You have a very similar to BTC, where you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you have a 3, 4. This 1, 2 back here doesn't look as good as Bitcoin, but you do have a very clear wave 1 right there. So that would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, same thing here. You're looking for a large A, B, C. 3-way move, 3-way move, and now you're looking for a 5-way move towards the downside. You have a 618 at from this previous low back here into the highs, which would be your initial target here. Take out the SFP, that low, come down here, take out the low, get the deviation back above, and start pushing. My biggest confluence area is going to be this order block back here into the 786 and the 618. 618, this fib is drawn from the wick low right here to the high. Why did I use this wick? Because this wick right here, I won't draw fib from it because it's just a liquidation wick. It's kind of, I don't need to put too much attention to it. So just using that the wick that we did actually close with a candle up there to the high, and you get that 786, 618 level confluence just around that 2.5k. So that sort of would be my optimal target for a long position to take it back into the highs of Monday. So that's at 2.9k. So I would love to see that. Take as it as an invalidation. You don't want to see us break below that 786. Previous low at 2.4. If you break below that kind of structure is completely invalidated. And then we could start looking for the structure that I did share in my channel earlier on, which is in the more bearish sense, but also not really bearish because you're still looking for higher, but locally it is bearish. That would be a bigger flush once again. We are seeing shorts stacking up, which is good to see, because that does show that we are likely to push up to stop those out. But we will have to see if it's a contracting move here, and if you do bounce off the 618, that range low back there, or if you do push down all the way to the 786, naked point of control. Preferably do not tap into the 886. Want to hold these lows back here to start forming impulsive structures back up towards the upside for a big 1, 2, 3. How far could this 3-wave extend? Depending on which pivot we use. 1618. Let's say we do bounce off the 786. 1618 common target would be 111k. So that would be very bullish if that happens. If we don't hold this, then it's we're looking back here. And this is not bearish either. Like, I would still be looking for this larger corrective structure into this zone. And that would be a nice sort of Pier 3, which we did you look at yesterday. So that would be, at the end of the day, that would also be very bullish. So whichever plays out are going to be bullish in the coming months. But there could be some complications to it and so on. But for now, we focus on this. This is all we can focus on. We can't focus on structure that doesn't exist. So just watch level to level here. Maybe you do get a bounce of that mid-range to bounce up again. Also as if being that low. Or you might tap all the way down to 618 golden pocket level. Or potentially the 786 volume node.